And talk about applications and coatings now. So various different applications, and there's various different coatings that will be applicable to that. So if you start with polyurethane, first and foremost, polyurethane is the thinnest coating that we can put on a glove. The features and benefits of that is polyurethane gives you high levels of dexterity, which gives you a lot of tactile feel, gives you a lot of flexibility, and it also gives you some breathability. So this would typically go into applications such as aerospace, automotive, where people need that high level of tactility and also need the breathability and the comfort factor. Same kind of application where we need something a little bit more robust, something a little bit more arduous. I would be looking at nitrile foam. So nitrile foam gives you good levels of dexterity, gives you good touch, feel, levels of flexibility. But the added benefit of nitrile foam is it gives you higher levels of abrasion typically, and it will also give you more protection from lightly soiled areas. So again, if we go into assembly applications, looking at aerospace, automotive, white goods assembly, white goods manufacturing, where there's maybe small traces of oil, small contaminants, nitrile foam will give you higher levels of protection than PU. PU is porous, so if it is in a lightly soiled area, you traditionally want to try and stay away from polyurethane. That's where nitrile foam comes into play, gives you the levels of dexterity you need, but it will give you that higher permeation protection against oils and fluids. They can then start looking at flat nitriles or dual-coated nitriles. So I'm looking at the Oregon now, which is a relatively new product to us. This is a two-tone product. So we've got two toners in two layers. So we've got a flat nitrile with a sandy nitrile finish over the top. The benefits of this is it gives you full fluid protection where it's coated. And then the sandy finish, that helps increase levels of grip in some of those wetter areas. So that's where some of these two-coated products come into play. So if I look at engineering, if I look at maintenance, I look at some levels of assembly where there's higher levels of contamination, where reverse of hand, something like this would get contaminated. This is where we would look at something like a 3/4, or we would look at the flat nitrile or dual-coated nitrile, something that will give you high levels of protection. So that we would class them as more of assembly type products. Where we're talking some of the thicker coatings, so again, for example, we look at the new Crest. This is quite an innovative coating. This is a crinkle nitrile. What this gives you exceptional performance. It gives you high levels of abrasion. It gives you wet and dry grip, which is like what you would get from nitrile foam. But this is a more arduous product, so we can put these into slightly heavier applications, slightly heavier industries. So again, we would look at some forms of construction where it's more heavier handling, but you still want something I class this as more of a hybrid type product versus something traditionally a little bit thicker than a latex or a thicker nitrile. So this is quite a unique coating. It's one of our features and benefits of this product. Moving on to, again, a thicker coating overall, things like nitrile foam, we would then look at latex. So latex you would traditionally find on more heavier applications. So we would look at areas like construction, heavy handling, where you want high levels of grip. It will give you a waterproofing element on the palm, where it's coated on the palm, but this will give you exceptional levels of grip, both wet and dry, but it's very long lasting. So again, it gives you good performance overall, and there's a wide range of latex coated gloves that we do within our range. But typically you would find these on heavier gauge products, so you would look at that across various different sectors. We put it into distribution, we put it into construction. Heavier handling is where you're going to get high performance with latex coated. You've then got different synthetic coatings, right through to what we class as cut and sewn. So if you look at the impact products, these are more synthetic coatings, various different features and benefits. And that pretty much covers, if you look at the actual coatings and if you look at applicable applications, we would then replicate that, whether it's an assembly glove, so a low-cut application, which we would say something like an Area 360. So you could get something like this product in a PU coating, you could have it in a flat nitrile, or you could have it in a nitrile foam, or even in hybrid products like the latex. And the same then with when we look at cut-resistant products. So all different coatings are applicable for different products. So same coating, same performance, but different liner will give you different levels of protection.